Taurus, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast. This is from May 18th through the 24th. My name is Athen. So let's go ahead and look at your chart. Right at the beginning of the week, we've got the new moon taking place on Monday, right on the cusp between your 12th house and your first house. You already had a new moon in your 12th last month, and so this was the new beginnings relating to the spiritual side of things, tranquility, making sure that you're connected to God, the universe, however you see that. There's compassion. You're getting enough of that tranquil time and alone time in your life. So now we've got the new moon again in that 12th. However, it's happening very, very close to your first house. So this is a blend of energies for sure. And so this is when you're taking action, which is the first house at your ascendant. It's all about you. You want to make sure that you're getting enough of that rest and tranquility. All of that stuff that you learned last month relating to the 12th house about going with the flow. So it's still, I think, a very energetic new moon for you guys because you do have Mars in your first house. There's going to be a lot of activity in your first house here coming up, and it's happening very close to that ascendant. So it is always a time, the beginning of the new moon cycle of the energies sort of coming down. And so we want to reflect, we want to go within, we want to think about where we're headed in the next 30 days and the next 6 months for that matter, relating to, in this sense, your goals, your ambitions, your drive, and even in spiritual areas, if that's something that speaks to you personally. So that's the beginning of the week, and as the week unfolds, we'll feel more and more of this lunar cycle building and more of it becoming more energetic. But it's certainly a week of patience and a week of pause. We've also got Mercury going retrograde this week, Monday and Tuesday, in your first house. So here now, for the next few weeks, you're going to be reflecting on how you present yourself to the world. You're going to be reflecting on your goals, your drives, the things that are important to you, the things that you want, and perhaps how to restructure a lot of the things that maybe you've already started in relation to these things. Because we did already have your ruler, Venus, go into your first house. So I think a lot of you already started off on a lot of new directions. But now Mercury here is saying, okay, look, there's some restructuring, some redoing that needs to take place. And so this is a fantastic few weeks to do that. Mercury retrograde is a time of taking action. You just want to be willing to, make mistakes, to treat it as a learning process. Not that mistakes will happen, but you want to be learning in the process, and in this sense, learning about you, learning about yourself, your growth, your assertiveness, your goals, all of those first house related things. And so there's a pause there too. So just pause, reflect, and think, especially in the early part of this week. Thursday and Friday, we have your ruler Venus opposing up to Pluto. Okay, so this is an energy here at Pluto and your ruler. It's very personal. It has to do with again, you. It rules your first house. It's restructuring you. You guys are changing. There's a transformation happening for all of you this week, and it's relating to your values, and it's also relating to your sense of self-worth. What you believe you are worth, what you believe your values are. And so that's an energy that we're going to feel as the week progresses, especially around Thursday and Friday. So keep that balance here. Obviously, we want to change, but we don't want to go to too much of an extreme where we're making unconscious, destructive, perhaps, transformations. We want to be willing to change in a healthy sense, in this case, especially relating to you, the way you present yourself, and perhaps the material side of things, which might include finances as well, and maybe even relationships. And so just be willing to make the change, and then naturally the changes will happen and they won't feel like they're happening to us. But it's that fine balance. It's that fine balance too. One thing I want to say about this material stuff is that Mercury does rule your second house. So I think you guys are going to be reflecting on, again, these second house matters as well, just because of this nature of Mercury retrograde being your second house ruler. So that's going to be for the next few weeks, restructuring the material side of things. Now, over the weekend, Friday and Saturday in particular, we have the Sun now opposing up to Saturn. So see, this week is very much about patience and pausing and taking it slow. You can take action, just take it slow. And the early part of the week is definitely a time of reflection, but because of the lunar cycle. But here, during the weekend, find that balance, find that balancing point between the Sun, which is your self-expression, also the ruler of your home and family, anything relating to those areas as well. Bring in the Saturnian element, patience, long-term, pragmatism, maturity. Take it slow and, express yourself, but in that way where you're being very conscious of how you're expressing yourself, what you're creating, what you're doing, what you're passionate about even. And in that way, you'll be utilizing this Saturnian energy. Because if we're willing to step into that Saturnine energy, it doesn't feel constricting. It doesn't feel like it's limiting our self-expression and creativity. And in this sense, your emotions in many ways, because the sun rules your 4th house. And finding that balance too between your goals, your ambitions and drives, which is where all this energy is, and your relationships. Because Saturn has been in your 7th house, helping you get serious and structured with the relationship side of things, all one-on-one connections, taking that seriously and working on it. And so finding that balance between yourself and your relationships is another key to that. This is mostly Friday and Saturday. Then the weekend, Friday through Sunday, we have Mars trining up to the North Node, which is a supportive energy, which is very nice. And so this is all supporting you in that self-expression and creativity and everything relating to that, because that's what this whole year is about for you Taurans. It's about expressing yourself, having fun, enjoying yourself, but doing it in a way where it's like self-improvement, which is natural for you Taurans because Virgo rules your 5th house cusp, and that's where the North Node is. So improving your self-expression, improving your joy, taking the approach to where you're setting a nice foundation and structure and you're organizing your day-to-day environment so that you can have more fun, you can enjoy yourself more, and that sort of thing. So anyways, all that stuff, 5th house self-expression, is all very much supported this weekend with that Mars trending up to the North Node, especially relating to any of these goals and ambitions that you might be working on this week. So Taurus, I hope you guys have a nice week. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you're new to this form of astrology, do check out masteringthezodiac.com, or if you'd like a personal session, and I will see you all next time. Take care.